Hello, everyone. Greetings from Silver Spring, Maryland, the location of ASIS Central Office. Rather than doing a long column for Inside ASIS this month, I thought it might be more fun just to do a reasonably short video log to update you all on what's going on here at ASIS Central and to bring you up to date on some news that we have and basically just offer my welcome, my hello, and my season's greetings to all of you. The first thing I want to talk about today is our annual meeting. We had a great annual meeting in Melbourne. We were so happy that so many of us were able to be together. We had about 350 members there, which was terrific considering the very long distance people had to travel in order to get there. And I think everybody that was able to be in attendance was really glad that they came, had a fabulous meeting both from a content perspective as well as from a networking perspective, which is, of course, always a great value that our members get out of coming to an ASIS annual meeting. We are now hard at work on the 2020 annual meeting that will take place in Pittsburgh. You can look for the call for proposals for that to come out very soon. The submission site will open up in about 4 weeks, and we're looking forward to many, many wonderful submissions for that meeting. I'd also like to encourage you to consider the opportunity to be more visible at that meeting through sponsorship or exhibiting. Our academic members may be interested in exhibiting as part of the student events, and there are various opportunities for that. And there are also many opportunities for exhibiting or sponsoring from a marketing perspective if you're interested in promoting a service, a product, a publication. We have many opportunities for you, and so please keep an eye on our website for more information on how you can become even more engaged in the annual meeting in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a great event. We anticipate more than 500 people there with great keynote speakers and a tremendous array of content. You'll hear more about that when the call for proposals comes out in terms of different types of content that we're looking for this year to explore the really critical issues in society that information science can promote and enhance. In terms of what happened in the past year, there are several places that you can learn more about that if you weren't able to attend the annual meeting, and particularly the business meeting there. I encourage you to take a look at past open forum posts on iConnect, where you'll find a post from Elaine Toms, our past president, who talks about the things that were accomplished in the past year, and particularly the big ideas that were proposed by the board and that are going to move forward in the next year or so. Clara Chu, our current ASIS president, has a column in this Inside ASIS that talks about her vision for the next year and for the future of ASIS, and gives you more ideas of how you can engage and connect in those endeavors. So please take a few moments to take a look at both of those resources. My business meeting presentation really covered the finances of the organization, which I'm happy to say are making a positive turnaround. We will post later today to iConnect and the website the treasurer's report from the business meeting, which reflects really positive turnaround in our financial status. We're also seeing a positive turnaround in terms of membership, recruitment, and retention, so we're really happy to report all of that to you. So please take a look at those resources. A couple more words on the big ideas that came out of a year's worth of strategic work on behalf of the board in the past year, and that we're now ready to move on. Those big ideas that are addressed in Elaine's column are now moved into the committee structure. As you know, we revamped our committee structure in 2018-19, and so we now have committees that focus on professional development, on research engagement, and a new committee that was formed at the, well, 2 new committees were finalized and formed at the meeting this year. Those are a new publications committee, and Elaine talks a lot about that, and a governance committee, which will take over, among other things, the responsibilities that the Constitution and Bylaws Committee used to cover. We know that was a major concern to many members that the Constitution and Bylaws Committee was not continued in 2018-19, and so this new governance committee will continue to monitor and address issues related to the bylaws, but also look at ASIS governance more holistically in terms of the processes for election, the committee structure, the ongoing evaluation of board performance and committee performance, as well as really giving thought to the succession planning for the board of directors so that we can ensure that the best talent and expertise is always reflected on our board of directors. So again, take a look at those columns, take a look at the charges for the committees this year. You can find those on our website if you go to the About section. And we'll go to the website, go to the About section, and you'll see a tab for committees and task forces, and each one of the charges for the committees is encompassed in the guidelines for those committees this year. So do take a look at that. All of the committees are now formulated and are starting their work, and so we will be reporting regularly on the outcomes of those activities, but we're really excited about the progress made in those areas. Another item that has been touched upon in the past but is now ready for distribution to the membership is a chapter restructure proposal. And this proposal was originally forwarded to the board at the annual meeting in 2018 and revisited, it was subsequently vetted to the chapter assembly for comment in that year, and those comments were incorporated into a revised proposal that was considered by the board at the 2019 annual meeting. And it is now ready, we believe, for comment by the membership. So much as we did with the bylaws vetting, which we did last year, we would like to invite members to review this chapter restructure proposal and give us comment over the next 2 months with a view to taking a final proposal, incorporating those comments to the board in March or April of 2020, and starting execution on that shortly thereafter. And that is detailed elsewhere in this Inside ASIS. But in a nutshell, what we really want to aspire to do is ensure that every member of ASIS has a chapter affiliation and has that experience of more localized representation and activities across the board. So currently, if you're a member in New England, for example, you have a different membership experience with ASIS than if you're a member in say New Mexico, where there isn't an active chapter representing members in that region. So we want to make sure that every ASIS member is part of a chapter. And so this restructure proposal essentially crafts a global map and divides it into regions. Each region would have its own regional chapter. And then in areas where there's enough local activity and participation, there could be local chapters. Local chapters would be at least the size of a state. Could be a couple of states, but would not be as small as, for example, a city or even a region within a state. That will enable us to really ensure that all ASIS members have a connection point with a chapter of some sort. So please take a few minutes in the next couple of months. There will be links elsewhere in this Inside ASIS to where you can find that chapter restructure proposal and where you can submit your feedback. All of the feedback will be considered by the board. We can't assure you that all of it will be incorporated into the final proposal. But if it is not, we will let you know why it was not and explain that more fully and be as transparent as possible in this process. So we really invite your engagement around that. Your input is vital to us in making decisions going forward, and so we really welcome any feedback you have in that regard. Another initiative I'd like to share with you that you've heard about elsewhere is our new monthly virtual meetup that we're calling the ASIS Hour. So sort of like happy hour, but much more informative and professional than that. ASIS Hour is a 1-hour Zoom conference between members of the ASIS board or potentially members of committees or task forces that are seeking your input and feedback, as well as the opportunity to give you more information about your ASIS membership and how you can become more engaged. We launched the first ASIS Hour this past Wednesday, and it was tremendously successful. We had about 15 people on the call that were not actually board members, and another almost a dozen board members on the call. And it was an opportunity to hear from, in many cases, brand new ASIS members about the barriers they see to engaging in ASIS and how we can help them overcome those. An opportunity to give them more information about their ASIS membership and how they can engage. So it was a really fruitful exchange of information. We've scheduled these calls alternating between reasonably early in the morning East Coast time and later in the evening East Coast time, US, so that individuals in other time zones are able to find a time to connect with us. And they alternate every second Wednesday of the month, either at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which should be able to capture many of our members in the Asia Pacific region, and 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which we're hoping will capture our members in the European and African regions. If there is not a time that is conducive to your time zone, let us know, and we'll look at our times and see if we can accommodate your time zone as well. The next 2 upcoming ASIS hours are going to focus on the ASIS strategic plan. The planning process is now underway, and we have a task force formed that is going to be seeking comment and input from ASIS members on the direction you believe the association should take for the next 3 to 5 years. So very important upcoming upcoming ASIS hour get-togethers, and we really invite you to take that hour and connect with us, give us your feedback and your input to the process. After that, we're going to talk about ASIS SIGs, how you can become more engaged with them if you're interested in starting a SIG, or even just starting a conversation among other ASIS members around a common topic of interest that might eventually become a SIG. That is the meeting you want to attend to learn more about how to do that. And then the meeting after that will be about ASIS chapters and how to either start a chapter, or in this case, really now that we have this new plan for restructuring, how to engage with chapters, what this new restructure means to you as an ASIS member, and if you want to get more engaged in localized activities, how you can do that. The meeting after that, and I think that gets us up to May now, the ASIS History Committee is going to be seeking your input and feedback on their activities and what you would like to see them doing in the next year. So lots of exciting and interesting topics coming up, and we hope that you can join us. If you're not able to join us for a call, we will record those calls and post them to iConnect for you to listen to them and give future feedback about any of those calls and meetings. Speaking of iConnect, I recognize that a lot of our members are not yet really comfortable with or familiar with that resource, and so in the coming months we are going to be putting together a series of tutorials that will explain better how it is that you as a member can get more integrated into the iConnect community, how you can use that as a way to connect with other ASIS members or find resources you're looking for. Think of iConnect really as your member-only portion of ASIS. That's where we are archiving all of our content. That is where we are communicating with each other, and it really is a robust resource for you. The more you use it, the more robust it becomes, and so we really invite members to use the open forum or to create new conversations on iConnect, to find other members that are working in areas you're interested in, and also to share your resources. If you have a best practice, a tool, a sample, a model that you would like to share with other ASIS members, that is the place to do it. And if you don't see a place in iConnect where that makes sense, get in touch with us and we'll help you create that. So keep an eye in the coming months for more information about how you can engage with iConnect and engage with ASIS through iConnect. Some news for you. I'm happy to report that we have had a staff promotion here at ASIS. Terrence Curtis, who has been with us for about 1.5 years now, and came on board as membership, I believe his title was associate, has now been promoted through the ranks to director of membership. And I'm really pleased about this. Terrence is a tremendously great member of our team. Those of you that were in Melbourne got a chance to get to know him a bit. He has more energy than anybody I know and is very customer focused and very member focused. And so if you need anything at all related to your membership, if you need help finding something on the website, if you need help logging in, any of those things, Terrence is your guy. He can be reached at tcurtis, and that's TCORTISS at ASIST.org. His phone number 301-495-0900, and he is on extension checking 1300. So please feel free to reach out for Terrence for anything that you might need. He is a great resource and really knows his way around the website and other ASIS resources. So, so please join me in congratulating him He has really demonstrated his commitment to the organization, and I'm very pleased to be able to give him this opportunity. That really concludes all of the things at the top of my mind that I wanted to share with you. As always, we at ASIS Central are here for you. If you have questions, comments, concerns, we're always open to hearing from you. And we try very hard to be as transparent as possible about the way things work at ASIS. As soon as I finish this vlog, I'm going to write the governance column that talks about the outcomes from the last 2 ASIS board meetings. The ASIS board is now meeting once a month, so those will be a regular installment in Inside ASIS. And we really are open to your comments and feedback. And we understand that sometimes you're frustrated with ASIS membership, you don't feel as if you're getting what you need, and we need to hear from you about that to make sure that we can address your concerns quickly and get you the information and resources you need. So with that, I want to wish you and yours a very happy holidays season, and if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, a happy spring into summertime. And I'm very envious of your lovely warm weather if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Hopefully the next couple of months are not too cold and brutal on you. But do, reach out to us anytime. We are here for you. We are eager to hear from you. And we look forward to engaging further in the future. All the best. Thanks.